both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone.
So Elon Musk is denouncing the Trump tariffs, which have been put on the last few days. A lot of people are. Elon Musk probably thinks it's going to sink Tesla or hurt Tesla a lot. So he is speaking out in a public interview and he's feuding with Trump officials. Could things be going bad? Could Elon be on the way out? And he's obviously concerned about Tesla here. We'll get into exactly what Elon said. There's a video interview of it. But first, this headline, Elon Musk says he wants a zero tariff situation and a free trade zone for Europe amid Trump's trade war. So he really has said this, and Trump is touting an economic revolution as economists warn of recession. So Trump's going ahead with these. I don't know who's advising him, but a lot of people don't like this. A lot of people in the finance world, and of course other countries don't like it. And the stock market, of course, doesn't like it. This is going into the new week. A lot of people are saying Monday won't be pretty in the markets. Nobody can predict that, but the last couple of days have been terrible, and terrible for Tesla. So JP Morgan says the Trump tariffs to send US into recession. So recession, the big R word, is being talked about, and JP Morgan is an investment bank that has been involved with Elon as well. And other people being pretty blunt about it. This fake movie poster, Elon Musk, JD Vance, and Trump in this movie, How to Ruin a Country in 10 Days. So yes, the last 10 days have been incredible in terms of the economy, in terms of Trump's policies, the trade talk, which has been sinking the market. Big gaps down, bigger than it has been for a very long time. And Elon here, this is about Elon and the tariffs. With Tesla sales plummeting, SpaceX losing deals left and right, and Trump abandoning him, Elon is now advocating for tariff-free trade and the free movement of the workforce between the US and the EU. He knows he bet on the wrong horse. Well, he's not admitting that just yet, because in the same interview he was railing against mass immigration. But he does seem to want people to work between Europe and the US and to have absolutely free trade. This is at the time when the tensions between Europe and the US have turned really sour. Anyway, let's turn to what Elon has actually said about this. His words, we'll listen to them.
I hope that the United States and Europe can establish a very close partnership. We obviously are, there's an alliance already, but I'm hopeful that there can be a very close relationship with America and Europe. And I'm hopeful, for example, with the tariffs, that at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America. And that would be that's what I hope occurs. And also more freedom of people to move between Europe and North America. If they wish to work in Europe or wish to work in America, they should be allowed to do so, in my view. So that has certainly been my advice to the president.
Wow, so that's his advice to the president. So that's going against what Trump has been saying. Trump's talking tough. It's like he's trying to negotiate. But people are freaking out. Finance bros like Bill Ackman are freaking out after going all in on MAGA. And he can't seem to work out what's going on. He's having a bit of a meltdown on X, on Twitter. And here we can see that Elon has had a bit of a stoush with some Trump officials as well at the same time. This is about Peter Navarro and talking about Elon and the tariffs. Let's listen to this.
Can we go back to Elon Musk for a second? Because I'm glad that you brought that up. He also took a shot at you personally on X, and he's going...
As Elon tends to do with anybody.
...against the administration with respect to the tariff policy. The president has said in the coming months he may leave the administration. Peter, is there a rift internally?
No, I mean, Elon, when he's in his Doge lane, is great. But we understand what's going
He's saying stay in your lane, Elon.
on here. We just have to understand. Elon sells cars. And he's in Texas assembling cars that have big parts of that car from Mexico, China. The batteries come from Japan or China. The electronics come from Taiwan. And he's simply protecting his own interests, as any business person would do. We're more concerned about Detroit building Cadillacs with American engines.
There we go. They want to talk about American cars in particular. Elon, of course, is in it for his own interests. Same with Doge, where he said he's in it for the good of the country. But as soon as something like this comes along that threatens his companies with the tariffs, things aren't going so well. And on X here, he really lashed out at Navarro. Elon said a PhD in econ from Harvard is a bad thing, not a good thing. And later on, he said he ain't built shit. So he's really lashing out at anybody here, even people within the Trump administration. Are things turning bad now because of the tariffs? And if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. Thanks. And now we have Ted Cruz here talking about tariffs too. He doesn't seem so keen on it. I mean, who is keen on these tariffs? We'll hear about J.D. Vance. In the past, he hasn't been keen on tariffs, and he seems to have changed his mind here. But this is Ted Cruz talking about it.
If the result is our trading partners jack up their tariffs and we have high tariffs everywhere, I think that is a bad outcome for America. Tariffs are a tax on consumers, and I'm not a fan of jacking up taxes on American consumers. So my hope is these tariffs are short-lived and they serve as leverage to lower tariffs across the globe.
So even people that are sort of sycophants to Trump are questioning the tariffs and hoping that they'll basically go away, that this is just a short-term thing where Trump is off his rocker. And here we have J.D. Vance says he's feeling good about market mayhem. It could be worse. Well, it may be about to get worse. We'll have to see what happens. But this is not what J.D. Vance said in the past. Let's listen to what he said about tariffs in the past. Now he's part of the Trump administration, changed his tune as politicians tend to do, but quite a change here that he's had now that he's vice president and with Trump.
But back in 2017, J.D. Vance was arguing that job losses came from automation, not globalization. Tweeting can't be repeated enough. If you're worried about America's economic interest, focus more on automation/education than trade protectionism.
So many of these jobs that have disappeared from these areas just aren't coming back. They haven't disappeared so much from globalization or from shipping them overseas.
He even said
it's going pretty heavy on the eyeliner there if you're watching that on video, even back then.
Globalization was a lost cause.
We've already lost that battle in some ways. The jobs are already gone.
And even when he acknowledged some job losses from trade, Vance said it didn't justify sweeping tariffs like he supports now.
Does that mean that we should be hyper-protectionist in our approach to trade? I would argue no.
A spokesperson for Vance told CNN the vice president has, quote, always been crystal clear in his unwavering support for bringing back American manufacturing jobs.
So now he's saying it's all about bringing back manufacturing jobs, and before he said different things. I mean, what does he really think, I wonder? And here's a tweet from a former World Organization head about the tariffs. Mr. Trump learned to do business in the New York mafia-influenced real estate market, and his tactics are based on extortion. Wow, that is blunt, and it sure is. So a lot of countries around the world really not liking it, thinking he's about to destroy the global economy. And meanwhile, we have this. Trump tells Inner Circle that Musk will leave soon. I've showed this before. This has been talked about by the press secretary, denying this, contradicting this, but could it actually be true that Elon's on his way out and he's starting to oppose the administration on some of these things? And I don't know if Trump will stand for it. Will he throw Elon under the bus here? He's been a bit of a foil, taking the brunt of the things that they've been doing, rushing through, doing Doge things, cutting, and that has led to protests. And there were big protests this weekend. I did a video about this on the new channel. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but there's some pretty interesting signs. This one says, grab him by the testicles. That's a pretty creative one there. And these are some of the other signs, placards from the weekend's massive protests. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people across the US and outside protesting Trump and the tariffs and Elon as well. Here are some of these. Elon can oligarchical my nuts. I think that might have been influenced by our friend Carl Kalinske from Secular Talk channel. He says stuff like that. Tax the rich, not the penguins. It's a reference to putting tariffs on it. An island with only birds on it, and make the a-hole go away and make America broke again, in reference to what Trump might be doing. Honk if you never drunk texted war plans. That's about a couple of weeks ago. The Signal app disaster and the Third Reich's another one. Some pretty good signs there. And as I said, I made this video last night, my time, on the new channel. Huge Trump protest, covering the protest just soon after they happened. Collected some footage together if you want to go and have a look at those. And this is a politics channel. Politics videos on broader subjects haven't really done well on this channel, and the algorithm seems to like sticking to really a narrow subject. So I've started another channel. If you're interested in broader politics, go over there, The Art of Value Politics, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video and in the description. Go and see that if that is your thing. So I'll be posting on there regularly. Now, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, I'm going to put a link here to that video on the new channel. If you want to go and see that directly now, go and check that out, and do subscribe over there, because it's starting from 0. I think 11 good people have subscribed as I'm recording this just in the last 12 hours or so. That's great. It's a great start. And thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.